Round 2 underway. Kung Lee calls his offense thunder and lightning. Frank Shamrock, the legend, just wants to take it to the challenger here tonight. And so far, so good. A very competitive matchup. Living up to the hype, the Battle of San Jose.
Shamrock keeps talking about him wanting to be king of San Jose. Well, Lee's response was, if Shamrock wants to be king...
came flying out after that kick. Wow!
He got caught by a right roundhouse kick. His mouthpiece went flying out. Obviously didn't have that much power. But it was a snapping kick, so the gum shield flew. Frank is trying to time that right side kick with his straight right hand.
And I'll finish that. Shamrock wants to be the king. Lee said he'd be the gatekeeper to let him in San Jose.
The psychological mind games that are being played right now are very impressive to watch. The facial reactions.
Kong had his own mind games because he said that Frank was really proud of his boxing and would like to stand with him, but then when that didn't work, he'd try and take him down, and then when that didn't work, he'd try and pull guard.
And it's interesting, you know, Shamrock having to contend with the unorthodox kicks. Everything is unorthodox about Lee. A southpaw, and still, I think that he's done a pretty good job of keeping Shamrock at bay.
He has.
And tags him with that straight left.
But Kung Lee has never seen the distance before. And those right body kicks that Shamrock keeps landing are going to make a big difference when this goes into the 3rd, 4th, or 5th round.
Chance of Kung Lee ring through the HP Pavilion, catches a kick, plows Shamrock to the ground. Shamrock asks, okay, you want to come down in my world? No? All right, we'll get back to yours.
There's very much a chess quality to this match right now.
You know,
and you know, we always talk about and debate the 50% physical, 50% mental.
I think it's a lot more mental than that.
It's really a mental game right now.
Lee comes back with a couple of right hands, side kick, right to the abdomen.
Frank continues to walk him down, but he's got to be careful to walk into the side kick.
Walks into the kicks. Nice cut kick by Lee. Lee gets hit with a counter right.
Now let's touch on Shamrock's bad knee. Doesn't look like it's any worse for the wear right now.
Well, fortunately, Kung Lee hasn't touched on it with a kick.
Shamrock claims he does not have an ACL. So far, so good. Body kick by Lee. One for one.
This second round is taking almost a sparring quality. I know they sparred previously years ago, but oh, that was a good right side kick.
Quadros, what does Shamrock have to do to make sure he doesn't get hit
by Lee?
That was a good right hook. In answer to your question, Bill, he's got to try and redirect or step to the side.
And you know, so far, we saw it in the Tony Strickland fight as well. Kung Lee able to score, but it seems like he doesn't have the knockout power, even though he's tough all 5 of his opponents via KO. The fights that we've seen him in, even a vicious right hand like that, it didn't really rock Shamrock that much.
Yeah, that has been the knock, and if there would be proof of that, it was that shot, because it caught Frank pretty clean. Frank wobbled a little bit, but then he just, you know, it didn't really daze him.
Frank's been hit by Funaki and Boss Rutan also.
What are the effects of that kick, Stephen? When he continues to deliver to the abdomen, what is his intention?
Well, that kick eventually is going to cause problems. It's not going to be the kind of kick like a roundhouse kick which goes around to the liver or the kidney. The side kick, you got to be really, really careful it doesn't crack the rib. It's doing more point scoring here. I believe that Kung Lee doesn't really mind taking this fight into a decision because he respects Frank a lot, and he knows if he just sits in the pocket and trades with him, although Kung has been very effective with his unorthodox punching style.
The chess match for the Strikeforce middleweight title will go to round 3. Shamrock versus Lee in San Jose.
Okay, there's an old saying in boxing and kickboxing, that's keep your hands up. And Kong Lee comes out and tests Frank Shamrock in that way. Caught him right on the jaw with a roundhouse kick. Now, I've seen roundhouse kicks land, and that would have knocked a lot of guys out. You know, Frank fires back with his own stuff, slips down on a kick that Kong caught, and Frank, almost like Hoyler Gracie versus Sakuraba, said, come on down. But he said, okay, you want to stand up? That right hook was a good shot, but it didn't really rock Frank. It scored a point.